Do you know how the legendary Super Nintendo Entertainment System was born? If not, here we will tell you how it was. Welcome to Nintendomaniac. And this is the origin of the SNES. The Super Nintendo Entertainment System, SNES, is a 16-bit video game console, was Nintendo's second home console, released in 1990 in Japan and 1991 in North America and Europe. It was the successor to the Nintendo Entertainment System, NES, which had dominated the video game market in the mid-1980s. The SNES faced strong competition from Sega's Genesis Mega Drive console, which had a head start and a more powerful 16-bit processor. Nintendo had to innovate and improve its hardware and software to compete with Sega and other rivals. The Super Nintendo had several features that made it superior to the NES and the Genesis, such as a custom sound chip, a larger color palette, more sprites, and a special graphics mode called Mode 7, which allowed for scaling and rotating backgrounds. This console had a variety of accessories and peripherals, such as the Super Scope light gun, the Super FX chip for 3D graphics, and the Super Game Boy adapter for playing Game Boy games on the TV. Origin and development. The Super Nintendo project began in the late 1980s as a collaboration between Nintendo and Ricoh, the Japanese electronics company. The goal was to create a powerful and advanced gaming console that could surpass the capabilities of the NES. The SNES featured a 16-bit processor, allowing for improved graphics and audio compared to its 8-bit predecessor. One of the key figures in the SNES development was Nintendo's legendary game designer, Shigeru Miyamoto, along with other influential developers such as Gunpei Yokoi and Takashi Tezuka. The team focused on creating innovative and engaging games that would showcase the capabilities of the new hardware. Launch and growth. The Super Nintendo was launched to critical acclaim and commercial success. It introduced popular franchises like Super Mario, The Legend of Zelda, and Metroid in 16-bit form, captivating a broad audience. The introduction of the Super Mario Kart series, which combined racing and beloved characters, was a significant hit and contributed to the console's popularity. Nintendo also adopted a successful marketing strategy, emphasizing the superiority of the Super Nintendo over its competitors. The console's Mode 7 graphics, allowing for pseudo-3D effects, were showcased in games like F-Zero and Super Mario World, adding to its appeal. Influence and legacy. The Super Nintendo played a crucial role in the evolution of the video game industry. It set a new standard for home gaming with its rich library of high-quality games and superior technology. The success of the SNES solidified Nintendo's position as a dominant force in the gaming market during the 16-bit era. The impact on gaming culture is still evident today. Many of its classic titles are considered among the greatest games of all time, and the console is celebrated for fostering a golden age of gaming. Also introduced the concept of ergonomic controllers, with the design influencing subsequent Nintendo controllers and those of other console manufacturers. The Super Nintendo had a rich and diverse library of games, many of which are considered classics and influential to this day. Some of the most popular and acclaimed SNES games include Super Mario World, the first SNES game, and the introduction of Yoshi, Mario's dinosaur companion. The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, the third installment in the Zelda series, and one of the best action-adventure games ever made. Super Metroid, the third game in the Metroid series and a masterpiece of exploration, atmosphere, and gameplay. Final Fantasy VI-3 in North America, the sixth game in the Final Fantasy series and a landmark of storytelling, music, and role-playing. Chrono Trigger, a collaboration between Square and Enix, the creators of Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest, and a groundbreaking time travel RPG. Donkey Kong Country, a platformer that used pre-rendered 3D graphics and introduced the Kong family of characters. Street Fighter II Turbo, the definitive version of the fighting game that popularized the genre and spawned countless sequels and spin-offs. Super Mario Kart, the first game in the Mario Kart series and the originator of the kart racing genre. Star Fox, the first game to use the Super FX chip and one of the first 3D polygonal shooters. Earthbound, a quirky and humorous RPG that parodied American culture and had a cult following. The Super Nintendo had a huge impact on the video game industry and culture, both in its time and in the future. It helped establish Nintendo as a leader in innovation and quality, and cemented its franchises and characters as icons. It also inspired many developers and gamers with its creativity and diversity. The SNES is widely regarded as one of the best and most influential video game consoles of all time, and its legacy lives on in various forms, such as remakes, ports, sequels, references, and emulation. In fact, the Super Nintendo Entertainment System emerged from a collaboration between Nintendo and Ricoh, delivering a powerful 16-bit console that revolutionized gaming. Its innovative games, marketing strategy, and technological advancements left an indelible mark on the gaming industry, securing its place in history as one of the greatest gaming consoles ever created. Hey there, it's Andromeda, and I trust you had a blast exploring the captivating history of the Super Nintendo with me. If this journey sparked your interest, show some love by hitting that like button, and if you haven't already, consider subscribing for more exciting content. I'm always eager to hear your thoughts and ideas, so drop them in the comments below. This is Nintendo Maniac bidding you farewell for now. Until next time, take care and happy gaming.